with this team from France. Everybody just kind of frowned when it was announced that he was going to Arkea Samsic. It was not a very logical choice after many years on Movistar, but sometimes, and he was 29 at the time, you need just a little bit of freshness, you know, find a new team, new surroundings, and well, at Movistar, as they often do, they focus on Spanish riders a little bit more than South American riders. Look at Miguel Angel Lopez. It's what he said as well. You know, everything was for Enric Mas last year in the Vuelta and not for me. So that is a factor. But yeah, he has won fantastic races for Movistar. After this, he is off to Paris-Nice. And let's see what he can do there on the biggest stage, on the World Tour stage.
Yeah, I think the move, I think it's been a good one. I think he knows now. I mean, he probably wouldn't like to admit it. He's probably not going to win a Grand Tour now. He's already won 2, but the current generation of riders, I can't see him winning a Grand Tour. But what he can do is just win bike races. He's riding for a French team. So opening weekend for Arkea Samsic, for example, obviously this man won't be riding, isn't as big a deal as winning a big stage race in France. So it's absolutely ideal, and he's able to express himself and ride with real liberty, and it's wonderful to see.
Just over 5 kilometers to go in this final stage of the Tour des Alpes Marítimes et du Var. The situation at the moment, Nairo Quintana is leading 1 minute and 3 seconds there on Guillaume Martin, and then 1 minute and 41 on this group with Tim Wellens, Michael Storer, Alexis Viermos, and in 4th position there, Thibaut Pinot. We've seen a very active Lotto Soudal who had to counter all sorts of attacks in this rather short stage of 113 kilometers. It really completely worn out the entire team, and it was up to Wellens quite early actually to do it on his own. Yesterday he managed to ride back to Nairo Quintana when the climb in Col d'Azur kind of leveled out. So today Nairo Quintana said, well, if I can't beat you on the climbs, I'll do it on the descents, and that is exactly what he did. Quintana, he already won this race 2 years ago, and he's on his way to winning it again.
Yeah, he's looking great, isn't he? Really fast running to the line. These last few kilometres, 4.4 to be exact, are going to rattle by exceptionally quickly. And with a gap of 121 to Martin, 143 now to Yellow Jersey. Barring an incident, this is his for the takings, his race to lose now. But he's going to enjoy these last few Ks, absolutely flying. And as you said, I think Wellens might be a little bit critical of what's happened in relation, not so much his team, because his companions, but also I think he accepts that the way that Quintana has ridden and the gap that he has opened up in a relatively short space of time on the descent and on the climb. At the moment, with 3.7 Ks to go, the strongest man in this race is the one out in front, without a shadow of a doubt. So, that's bike racing, and Wellens, I don't think there's anything he could have done about Nairo Quintana, even if the others had worked with him. I think he's a force of nature at the moment, and almost untouchable today.
Yes, these last 3 kilometers will go by really, really fast, because we go downhill all the way to Blauzasque. We've been here before last year with this race, the Tour des Alpes Marítimes et du Var, a 3-day stage race in the south of France. Kind of, whoa, these bollards, why, people? But yeah, okay, they're quite visible, but still
they're to stop
a dangerous
overtaking
thing
for the cars, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, for bike riders, I mean, if this was maybe the Tour, they'd have removed them. But this isn't the Tour. But the riders can see them. They're a little bit difficult to negotiate. We just saw Tim Wellens, a good illustration of taking the racing line whilst flicking through the barriers, almost like a slalom that was. But yeah, they're a road safety device. I understand why they're there to stop any dangerous overtakes on blind bends. But 2.5 Ks to go. Looking
a little
great,
bit of Winter Olympics here in the bike race
yes.
by Tim Wellens.
Yeah. All we need now is some moguls on the run into the line.
Oh God, my knees hurt when I see those things. It's a fantastic skill. Fantastic Winter Olympics, but they're over now, and the bike racing starts with the World Tour, first stage of the UE Tour today. You can watch that back, of course, on the GCN app. That continues all week with Adam Blythe and Carlton Kirby on commentary. So a lot of sprinting power there in the Emirates, and of course the 2 uphill finishes in Jebel Jais and Jebel Havit, the traditional course there in the Emirates. So go check that out. I think it's in the morning, actually.
Yeah, I think
Quite
most
early.
stages start about 11 o'clock British time, actually, and finish about 1 o'clock, so it's quite an early one.
1.5 kilometers of downhill left to go for this man, Nairo Quintana. He is clearly the strongest in this race. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He was helped with Lucas Ofsian and Nicolas Edet in that breakaway. Edet kind of set him up for that attack on the Côte de Saint-Roch, and then he did it all by himself with Thibaut Pinot for a while, and then he dropped Thibaut Pinot on the descent and went solo about, well, what was it, 12, 13 kilometers ago. Guillaume Martin attacked from the chasing group. He's on his way to second in the GC. This rider from France for Cofidis. And Tim Wellens, despite all the effort and all the work done by his team, Lotto Soudal, he is working against a very formidable Nairo Quintana today.
Yeah, he was isolated ultimately. His team had put a lot of work in. I don't think we can be critical of his team at all, because they are going to come out of this race with a stage win for Tim Wellens, a spell of the jersey, and a stage win for Caleb Ewan. So 2 wins from 3 isn't bad. He still should finish on the podium. It's going to be tight though, and this man knows that. That's why he knows a victory isn't going to come his way, but he's fighting now for second place on the GC, which he'll be very happy with. But what can you say, Jose, about Nairo Quintana?
Well, I think I've said enough. He knows he only needed a second on Tim Wellens, and looks like he takes 2 minutes. So rather convincing win here by Nairoman, by the rider from Colombia, Nairo Quintana, delivering the stage win to Arkea Samsic, and also the general classification, meaning win number 4 and number 5 for the team from Brittany. And, well, this is his 4th win of the season already.
Absolutely superb stuff. Just a one-arm salute there, banging his chest. Absolute delight for Nairo Quintana there. Arkea Samsic are going to be absolutely delighted as well. And it's going to be the best part of a minute and a half before we see Martin cross the line in second place, and then the clock will count to see whether he can overhaul Tim Wellens. But there we go, smiles all round